Hello, everyone. You're listening to Alternative Revelations with Linda Emanuel, and it's podcast number 120. And if this resonates with you, so be it. If not, let it go. And so many times, each of us lets our faith kind of slip. And the task I've been assigned has just been so stressful, and so I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world, and the message I'm bringing to the world is just so unbelievable, and many people doubt it, and it really causes me a lot of stress, and whether I'm doing the right thing, whether I'm conveying the truth. I didn't know it, but I hear things, and I'm not saying I'm schizo, no way, but I hear things, and then I use my pendulum to confirm it. And so many times my pendulum, I'd say 99% of the time, my pendulum agrees with me. So this means that the message I am hearing is directly from Creator. And, all these things that are going on, I about a day ago, after Joanne was here and we went through a lot of things, I just felt almost total breakdown, that I didn't know if I knew what I was doing was correct, because I get a lot of these messages in my head. So I asked God yesterday afternoon, I asked God to send me a message or a sign. Give me a sign whether I'm doing the right thing. I was doubting my faith. I was doubting what I was doing. I was really insecure. And I'm going to bring up a thing that happened to me when I very first, when I got awakened. I was told I was going to do all these things, and I had really low self-esteem. And one day I just broke down, and I had nobody to talk to. I felt all alone. And I broke down one night coming home from work, and I said, I am not going to take another step forward unless you send me somebody, I was talking to God in my head. And it was a Friday. And I was looking at a spiritual magazine that night, and on the back of the magazine, it had an advertisement for a little church not far from where I live. So I said, I'm going to go to that Sunday, because I hadn't been around people of like mind, and I had just awakened to metaphysical or spirituality, whatever you want to call it. So I went to this church, and it was in a strip mall, in a little bitty room behind a building. And when I walked in, there were just 2 rows of chairs for about maybe 20-something people. And the room was pretty well filled, and there was only 2 seats open near the door. So I came in, and I sat down. I didn't say anything to anybody, and everybody was kind of knew everybody, and we're talking. And then another lady walked in maybe about a minute or 2 after I did, and there was only 1 seat left, and she sat down next to me. The minister, I think his name was Royal something, and first thing he says in the service, he says, is there anybody here that's never been here before? Well, all eyes looked at me, but I was just so frazzled that I didn't say anything. And the lady that walked in after me, she raised her hand, and she said, well, I haven't been here in a while, and but I just had to, I just decided to come here today. So I don't even remember anything about the service, because I was just a space zombie, And at the end of the service, everybody got up and was talking, and the lady next to me who had walked in after me, she started talking to me, and she said, it's so noisy in here, let's go out on the sidewalk. So we went outside on the strip mall sidewalk, and she started talking to me, and she said, I can feel energy, and I can just tell you are so frazzled. And I kind of gave her a little hint what was going on, that I had just woke up, and I was really frazzled, and I was to do these great things in the future. And she said, you know what? She said, I'm in tune with the universe, and I just had this feeling that I was supposed to be at this church today and meet somebody, and I really do believe it was you. And she said, when I first got into this, I wrote a poem, and I think it will help you. So give me, and I don't even know her name, didn't even get introduced with her name. And so she said, give me your phone number, and when I get home, I'll call you. So she did just that. As soon as I got home, maybe about 15 minutes later, the phone rang, and it was her. And she read me this poem she had written called The Present Moment. Don't think about the past, don't think about the future, just live in the present moment. And it really helped. And from then on, I was okay. But you know what I asked her? I said, You said that you had the feeling to be there this morning. When did you get that feeling? And she said Friday night. I had been trying to work on the Atlanta area, and it was just so confusing and bewildering. Well, yesterday I called out for help to God. I asked for a sign, a message that what I was doing was the right thing, that it was the truth. And I had no idea where it was going to come from until I came home today, right before I did podcast number 119, Atlanta, Georgia. And I subscribed to a YouTube channel called Rubber Ducky. And lately she's been giving tarot card readings. And I had no idea, but I looked at her notification, and inside my head it said, watch this. So I clicked on it, and this is the message I was waiting for. And here it goes.
All right, you guys, so I'm trying to get ready for work and run errands and do all my stuff, and all day I keep getting the sense that I should jump on here, that someone, well, more than one, like the overall feel is today feels really confusing for some reason, like it's just off. And so I came on here to do a tarot reading, a couple of them, just short ones, to give you some guidance, to kind of realign your day so that you feel like you've, I don't know if it's gained control, but I would say more like re-strengthen your faith, because that's what usually confusion is when our faith has gotten into a level where we take it for granted. We're like, oh yeah, we have faith, but then when we hit a couple bumps in the road that we don't understand. And so for some reason I felt like today I should jump on. I have to go to work shortly, so I've got about an hour, and I'm going to give that to you guys and see if we can't answer some of the listeners' questions. And like I said, I'm going to go through and do a couple reads today. It won't resonate with everyone, not even half. It might only be for one person. So if this, out of the reads that I do or the questions that I answer, if it doesn't resonate and feel like it's your answer, drop it at the door and just walk away. Because with all the listeners, like I said, it might be somebody that feels like they have no one and they feel really alone and they just needed that one bit of guidance, okay? It might be somebody that's indecisive on something. So let's see what Divine has us today. The Divine is timeless. Energy is timeless. And whenever you get this message, you'll know it's for you. I've already smudged the decks. And the first thing I want to do is just get our cards shuffled and just kind of open ourselves up to the great divine creator of all that's holy, that's all that's spiritually clean. That is our protection that we put in place as we go forward. In the name of Jesus, guide us to make sure that I give the clear message to those that are listening that need to hear the message. I feel a lot of anxiety today that is not my own. I feel a lot of unrest, and your guidance is severely needed. I ask that you use me to make sure that your message is understood clearly and appropriately, and I thank you for that. All right, let's go ahead and cut the deck. I did cut the deck. I'm going to go ahead and give it one more shuffle. We're going to pull the bottom card up. And we have King of Swords. Let's see. Let me just hold the card and not the whole deck here. We'll move some things around. Okay, you can see this Knight of Swords. So in this position, somebody is seeking clarity. And that's the overall, and that's exactly what I said today. The King of Swords is somebody that brings clarity very strongly. And when I say clarity, there's no mince of words. So whoever this is for that's been like, I need clarity, that is definitely the overall feel, is that this person is seeking clarity. And when you're looking for clearness, a lot of the times we have to go back to seek our faith. So let's go ahead and, there we go. All right, let's see what we got. Now remember, this isn't for everyone, and we're going to do several reads today, and we're going to interact with you guys that are listening currently on the live. And so this might not apply to you, but stay tuned. The next one might, okay? So this is all about the person that is seeking clarity, whether it's a decision or they're just confused on something. This is for you. This might be for you, okay? Okay, so the person that this is for, their overall feel, they're looking at the whole big picture. This might apply to almost all of us, because the world, this globe that's being held in the one hand is the world. And this person right here, they have the alignment right beside them, but they're looking forward at the overall picture. If you look though, which is wonderful, is over here, right here, we have a kitty cat. This is good in some ways because it shows that this person is relying on their intuition. The cat is like a signature of, they've got intuition, but they're watching and they're waiting and they're indecisive and they're not sure what to do. And that's the clarity that we need to seek on the overall energy. All right, guys. Well, for clarity, this is definitely the card we want to have. This is a Page of Swords. This is a message, something very specific for this person. This is a Page of Wands. This is a messenger. And Swords is also communication. And it's in the upright, so communication is forthcoming. And it could be this read for all I know. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to put down that the current energy is seeking clarity. We have the Page of Swords. Let's do a little bit more shuffling. I get nervous because I'm like, what if I do it wrong? But I can't, because I leave myself completely open for the message to come through. And it's not me delivering the message for you. It's actually, I feel 100% the divine, and that's what I rely on. And so that's what I'm doing today, is just trying to help to put things back into perspective for someone. And there might be several that benefit from the same message, okay? Let's go ahead and see what we got. All right, so in this case, we have specifically the card Lovers. And I wasn't intending to do a love read, but in this situation, we have a message coming from a lover. And this is blessed. This relationship that we're talking about isn't just a boyfriend-girlfriend that think they like each other. I don't know if we can get it. There we go. I'm tipping the card so you can see the angel. This is this is like the female and the masculine divine, and it's regarding that. And the number is 6, which means forward motion. And then we also have the page, which says there's a message coming in. So that message is going to bring some clarity, because we have the overall feel of King of Swords, as well as the person looking for this message. So this long-awaited message is something very important for this individual or a few of the listeners. Yeah, that's a beautiful card, because this means that, and I want you to understand something. When you see the Lovers, a lot of people misunderstand the Lovers. Love is love, and it does mean partnership, but it is a divine connection of love. And so that's what we're waiting the message on. We definitely need something here as a message from our lover or our loved one. Okay, I just got a couple cards here. Let's go ahead and clarify. All right, it's good that I said children, because there are children in this picture. They're by a well. And for those of us that are really looking at the bigger picture here, I'm doing the reverse, there we go. The bigger picture of the overall world, whoop, it's all reversed, I gotta learn this, of the world, and we're looking for information. I have to say, this card is about the future for someone and the family life, that foundation, if you will. And with the Lover card followed up by this, yeah, where are you? Bear with me, guys, I'm learning. This is overflowing well of abundance. It is the 6 of cups, and you can see all these beautiful cups. You can see these 2 little children playing, and they're in their own protective bubble, and everything's lush and green with lots of water, which is love, emotion. All the cups are full with blessings, and so this message is going to be very good, and it's going to address the foundation, and it's coming in rather quickly, because this is the Knight of Swords. There we go. The Knight of Swords is very quick. Now keep in mind, the Divine's very quick may differ from yours. I don't think you can get off this read and go check your phone and it's going to be there. It might be a month. I don't know. But with this card, this Knight of Swords is bringing communication, and very quickly. And there is something I do want to add, just as caution. The Knight can come in really quick, but he can also leave real quick. So, don't have any expectations. Just allow this Knight to come in and bring this message, and then allow your intuition to digest that message before you respond. I feel when it's in the matter of children, I don't think this should be a quick answer or a quick reply. I think we need to hold tight. So that's that for that person. Let me go ahead. I'm getting some oracle cards here. Let's see what else we have here. So let's get the oracle blessing and get some guidance out of that for whoever this is. And these blessings come direct from Divine, and I feel that everybody, whether this is your circumstance or not, can benefit from Divine messages, and it might apply to you even if the read didn't, but this does apply also directly to the person that this resonates, this read with. So let's go ahead, and I've already knocked the deck out, but we'll do it again. Okay, let's get some clarification for a divine message on this person that will be receiving a message from their love, whether it's their children or a loved one, or possibly their soulmate, if you will, or the person that they feel connected to. So let's get that. All right, you guys, we'll cut the deck. We'll take the bottom card, and we'll take the top card. Grounding. That's what I'm trying to bring you today, is to remind you that faith is the most important thing we can have. And faith is required to know that we simply have to resonate with hope, our vibration at a very positive level, and then we have to hand it over and let. Some people believe it's the Matrix, some people believe it's Source, some people believe it's God, some people believe it's guardian angels. Whatever you feel is the higher power in your life that guides you. Grounding is when you realize you can't control everything. Don't take everything as a burden onto yourself. How could I have done it different? And the top card, ebb and flow. So if you think about ebb and flow, that's what I'm saying. You have to release some of the stress that's along with this big situation and realize that it's not necessarily in your hands. And, trust in your faith. I promise you, if you see a good outcome and you hold to it, and you have faith that God loves those children, Source loves your children as much as you do, you have to trust it. And you have to trust yourself to be kind and loving, but you can't allow yourself to, you have to keep your boundaries firm. There's that tough love, Sometimes they need tough love.
So that was a pretty quick response from Creator. To tell you the truth, I wasn't going to go on. I was going to stop until I got a confirmation that what I was doing was the truth. And there were also messages to me and to you, the listeners. The message to me was go forward and trust. And the message to, also that the lover card meant the Creator and the relationship to me. And what was so freaking me out was on the angel card, and I did leave the link. I will leave the link to this whole entire reading because she went on to other readings. She does this live on YouTube. And what the lover card meant was that she showed an angel, and it freaked me out because I am from the angel realm, and I won't go into that. I feel uncomfortable talking about that. So another thing is the Knight of Swords, I think she called it. That is the voice of God, and the voice of God is coming through me. If it resonates with you, fine. But at the very end, she was talking about the message about the children receiving information. If it resonates with you, as far as the children, if it resonates with you, accept it, but it should be thought out. It shouldn't be a quick acceptance. That you have to use your intuition, which means does it resonate with you? So what I do in my messages, if it doesn't resonate with you, then so be it. Just let it go. Ignore it. But it was a very meaningful reading for me, and it was almost made me cry, because I think I just needed that boost of faith, because this is very taxing and very brain, lot of brain drain, doing all this. And was I doing the right thing? Was it correct? And I did go over podcasts over and over, checking on things, making sure it was accurate, using my pendulum. But many, many times I hear the answer, and then the pendulum agrees with it. So I always ask, if you do use a pendulum, I always ask every time, are you the Christ energy? And for your information, demons are the dark forces. They can never answer, yes, we are the Christ energy. They can't lie. They always say they don't know, or they say no. And I always make sure I'm communicating with the Christ energy by asking that question. So that wraps up this podcast. And I will leave the Rubber Ducky YouTube channel link in the description of the podcast. And if you want to get a personal reading from her, and I don't even know her first name, Rubber Ducky 2005 at yahoo.com. And it's just been an amazing day today, getting that message from Creator. It's great. So my next podcast, I'm going to let Creator decide whether it be Vancouver or Grand Rapids. They're both interesting, and so be aware, prepare, and be safe. And until next time, good night and God bless.